Hello, and welcome, Gemini. Um, this is my first time doing this. I am reading monthly tarot readings for each sign of the zodiac, and this one is for Gemini from March 2016. And I'm using two different decks. I'm using the first deck, deck one, which I'm going to try to remember to call it deck one, because I've got two lines, line one, line two, deck one, deck two. The first one is the Welland deck, and this is what I've been using for the years that I've been reading, which is a real long time, but long enough. And this is kind of new to me. I've just started using another deck, and I love this one, Morgan Greer, so this is the one I'm playing with right now as a partner to my other one, and really, really cool, wild cards. Right, fun. So I'm doing two separate readings. So I'm doing, two different readings for your month. Same reading, two different decks. Let's do it that way. So this is really interesting, and I'm marrying the two. So it actually kind of weaves a story. It weaves the energy field. The energy is so incredibly powerful for the month of March. It is incredibly powerful. Has a lot of oomph behind it. At least that's what I've seen for Aries and Taurus so far. And with Gemini coming up now, your birthday is between March 21st and June 20th. We are going to see what you've got going for you. So the very first two cards, I'm going to read them all together now. I've been doing it separately, and it just gets too long. So I'm going to do the placements and do each one of the card decks together, one and two. Hang in there with me. I may simplify it to just one soon enough. We'll see. All right, so the first cards that I'm reading in the five, there are 5 cards in each one of the lines. Actually, you can kind of see it right here. These are the ones that are kind of overlighting the whole month, and the others, each one of the 4 that are left are the energies of each of the weeks. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and you've got 2 cards for each one of those. And we are about ready to read those. So the overlighting energy for this month for you, Gemini. Am I doing it right, or did I already do Gemini? Yeah, Gemini. This is Gemini, I know. I've put so much energy and power into when I'm shuffling. It almost felt like I'd already done the readings. So anyway, the overlighting energy for you, Gemini, for this March is one of apprenticeship, actually. This is almost like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to turn that off. If somebody's going wild on my Facebook, I bet that's Cami. Let me turn that off. So anyway, hi Cami. Anyway, so the apprentice energies. This is like this almost feels like not so much apprentice, but corroboration. So you've got 3 pentacles. It's the 3 of Pentacles. This shows a young woman kind of learning to sew and kind of learning to become the seamstress or the tailor or whatever. I believe that's what she's doing. But really what this signifies to me right now, I'm actually getting where there are 3 beings or 3 energetics that are coming together that are being asked to work together. And in working together, each one of them almost is like they've never, one has done this before, one has not done it at all. That's kind of more the apprentice and probably you. And the other is kind of a spiritual guide that's part of this. So the overall energy here is of building something through corroboration and kind of getting past the discomfort of working with other people kind of thing, and allowing yourself to flow with the energy and trust that it will all come together and it'll work out well, really well. So that's kind of the overall energy for deck 1, the Llewellyn deck. And the overall energy for the second deck, which is the Morgan Greer deck, is, ooh, this is the Ace of Rods, or I usually call it Wands. This is the Ace of Wow. This is like brand new, whew, something that you're going to become really passionate about, or something that you've been passionate about will get so ignited that it's going to take off and feel completely brand new, and you're going to feel completely brand new because of it. This is passion. This is burning. This is fire. Fire signs. It's brand new beginnings, new ways of doing something. In this can very well be, a very spiritual thing as well. A new way of understanding your life in a spiritual way. But in the overall, what it's going to do is it's going to create an ignition for you. Wow, this month, this March, is going to feel like the month is ignited with new potential, new possibility, and you're going to have the excitement behind you and the passion behind you to carry it out. Okay, so very cool. So we've got apprenticeship, actually not apprenticeship, we've got collaboration or corroboration. I think I meant collaboration, thank you. Collaboration and brand new beginnings. So brand new passion. Woo, so whatever this is, whatever's going on in this triad that is bringing these people together, bringing these energies together, is going to ignite this new beginning. So that's the overall feel combined from these two decks for this month. So, wow. Powerful, powerful month so far. I mean, every reading that I've done, the first two, this is my third one. My hair's getting in my way. Really powerful so far. Okay, so for you Geminis, the first week, card deck number 1, first week, we've got the Hierophant. This is number 5. The Hierophant and number 5. 5 is kind of a transitory number. It is, kind of taking you out of the 4, which is fixed, it's solid. This is the shaking your shit up and making movement happen. Which is necessary. And that's 5, but you've got the Hierophant, and this is a higher arcana card. So this is kind of more in the spiritual way of looking at things. This is your spiritual realm finding balance with you. And this is kind of, 5 is a trap in a way, because I think of the Hierophant sort of as a trap. The Hierophant is, it used to be the Pope card. It represents, the Hierophant represents old dogmatic ways that really served well for when we, or when this species, or when groups of beings needed more guidance, needed someone to tell them how to do things. They didn't feel, for whatever reason, didn't feel able to stand up and make things happen for themselves, make their own rules up. So the rules were made up for them, and that's what created governments and religions and financial systems and, law, all the rules, and, the whole thing. It served a purpose, but you can tell right now it's not so serving. It's kind of burning itself out. It's like going into psychotic mode and burning itself out. Is what it feels like. It's like on its way out. So this is the first week. This is about the dogma. You're going to notice it, apparently. So Gemini, you're going to notice the dogma more this week. This is the first week in March for you. And so you're going to notice the dogma more. You're going to pay more attention to the structures that have walls on them, and you're going to pay attention to how that feels for you, and just do that. It's not saying to do anything. We'll actually see, because the second deck, I'm going to bring this in now because it may have some guidance. This is a beautiful card. This is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords she's a woman who really knows her own mind. She knows her own thoughts. She's really done a lot of work to kind of weed out the ego and marry the the sides of her. She can still be a little bit sharp-tongued, and a little bit more direct. She looks like me, doesn't she? I just noticed that. Um, she can be sharp-tongued. She can be very direct sometimes, so direct that it really kind of puts people off. Um, but her heart is really in the right place. She's got the rose, the red rose. That is, the divine feminine. So she really is that. She may be thorny on the top right here. That's so cute. But she is ensconced in roses, which means that the divine feminine is really what she wears, and she has the best in mind. So the Hierophant and the divine feminine here for this first week, that tells me what? That tells me that to really watch for what makes you feel constricted. And then maybe use the divine feminine nature, your knowingness, yet the love, the sweetness, the kindness, the gentleness, the strength of the divine feminine. I'm thinking Mother Mary, actually, with this rose. The rose is very, very powerful with the divine feminine. And it's really coming out right now. So this is the month, this is the week, actually, that will be of assistance to you when you're faced with the feeling of the confines of the society that is now being released. But we need to feel it all the way through. We need to release and release all the way in so that we've released it all. So you're going to notice some more this week. You're going to be able to practice with that and just bring the energy of the heart, the energy of intuition, the energy of acceptance and oneness and nurturing into that feeling. Just take those two energies together, marry them for a little bit, and let happen what happens. But just roll through the week with that, knowing that will be the energy that will probably, show themselves the most for that week. The second week in March for you starts out with kind of feeling cheated. So something's going to feel like, either feeling like somebody's taken something of yours, or that somebody's taking stuff. Yeah, somebody is. It's almost like you're going to notice people cheating. And it's not like they are, they're doing it. They're like, it's almost like they're scavenging. And I think there's going to be a lesson in that for you. I think that what you're going to be looking at is, this is actually changing for me. This is really interesting. This is the Seven of Swords, and in the Llewellyn deck, and this is not a cheating card, although I've seen that in other decks. This is more of a kind of picking up after war, or after practicing war. This guy's like, and the kid, they're picking up the swords. I've never read it like this before. This is a cleanup. This is like the sweeping up after the war. And it's interesting because the card in the second deck, in the Morgan Greer deck that goes along with that, is, again, this was in the last two readings. This is really interesting. This is a Six of Wands, and what this is talking about is coming home from war. So we've got a 7 and a 6 here. And coming home from war, the victor. I mean, really being welcomed. Everybody's in good shape. You haven't lost any of your crew or your troops. It's almost like you went to war and you didn't have to fight. You used new skills. And so you're coming back victorious, but you're also coming back with this sense of determination of, ooh, things are going to change now because I don't have to fight anymore. That's all done. So there's this cleanup of war and coming back a victor, no longer needing to go to war. There's a new way of solving problems. That's what I'm getting from this. So that's your second week. Cleanup and redirection of how you saw war. Yeah, ooh, that's interesting. That's going to be a really interesting week for you. You're really going to be looking at what you even think about duality, about your differences with others' differences with others, how that's being shown on the world stage. Are you even still looking at what's being shown on the world stage? That kind of thing. Oh my God, my nose is itching like crazy. It is so not cool to be doing that right now. So I'm just going to scratch it. I'm going to be all over my nose. I'm sorry. I'll try not to. But so the third week for you Geminis is the Two of Wands. This is about choices and learning that these choices can be solved by going into your kind of magician mode, your, again, intuition mode. This is about looking in the crystal ball, but the crystal ball is overlit by the sun itself, which is God. The God light stepped down all the way, but the God light from the sun is informing your own crystal ball. And if you realize that you have that potential for that kind of clarity of communication, for the asking, for the deciding, actually, for the declaring of it, and for the acceptance of it, you will get all of your answers, and it will be quite easy. So every time you sit in that place of, what do I want to know? What will best serve me? What will best serve all around me? All you have to do is get quiet with that space and move into the connection there that you have with the Father energy, with the Sun energy. It is light, it is information, and you are the magnetic question that calls to it that information, and that shows up as your reality. So you are in control of that, and it's what it's showing right here is that you're really gonna begin to know this in a way, on a level, on another layer that you hadn't before. So wow, very, very cool. And to go along with that, the second deck, Morgan Greer deck, is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the stable knight. Knights are always kind of more virile, kind of younger in thought. They're transitioning. They're things that get things done. They move from place to place. They shift situations. But the Knight of Pentacles is kind of the much slower one than the other three. This is the guy who has already kind of taken care of a lot in the background, and so he's just standing there kind of like all suave and debonair, and kind of ready for anything. So this is the energy of the third week for you, Gemini, and that is the realization that you have a connection, and that any kind of question that you've got is easily answered by coming into oneness with the realization that you are in contact with your higher self, with the fullness of you, through sun enlightenment energy, and your imagination can make that happen, and it inspires this kind of feeling of stability, of really knowing what's going on around you, of having done the work and kind of being able to just relax and not have to go like a bat out of hell, and yet still really having all of the energy of the night in a quiet knowingness, in a quiet beingness. So lovely energies for the third week for you, Gemini. Starting off the fourth week with deck one, we have, this one shows up, this is actually, it showed up right here. Again, we have the Ace of Wands, and this is, gosh, brand new beginnings, new. We got it on the bottom and the top. That's really amazing. We started off the overall feel, and this is the wrap up from the back forward. That's amazing. Wow, real change this month for you. At the end of this last week is, being brought by the, again, we've got 2 and 1 here, being brought by the realization, that um, you can get all of your answers yourself. It gives you inspiration for something brand new, something completely brand new that will just ignite your passion. It will ignite you to create something brand new. Really, there's, and it's aligned with the King of Swords. So create something brand new, and the King of Swords is I haven't read this from this deck yet. That's interesting. This King of Swords is, wow, he's really aligned. He's learned his own thought processes. That's what the swords are. They're air, they're inspiration, their thoughts. They can be really, really good, or they can really take you down. Really, they are the engine that you use with your imagination for creation. Woo! And you can do it either on the higher level or the lower level of whatever plane that you're on. Every time you use the higher level in inspiring yourself with anything that's going on in your life, you're raising your vibrational quotient, and you're popping through new layers all the time when you're doing that. But when you're reverting to the lower density thought forms, which would be, not the King of Swords, or it could be, a dystopic King of Swords, but probably not. But when you're using lower vibrational thought forms, ones that, we've been trained to use, you'll find that forward movement, it gets frustrated, and that change feels a lot more painful. And, it's evident. Change has to happen. So might as well make it really, really positive and make it something that is allowing for even more expansion into joy, excitement, discovery, new skills, new creation skills. And that's the kind of month that we're in. This is really a powerful month. It feels like somebody going vroom, vroom on a hot rod this month. And I think that's kind of what it is. You're going to have a little bit of slowing down, maybe. I don't even know. We'll see. But I was going to say maybe next month, but I don't even know about that. So we've got March, Gemini, 2016. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you would like to have a reading from me personally, get in touch with me here on YouTube, and I will get back with you and make that happen. I'm just starting this, so each one of these videos is raw. I don't know how to edit, and this is the way it's going to be until other things change. So anyway, enjoy your month of March. Blessings to you. Mwah. Much love. Take care.